What's up, guys? It's been a while since I've posted anything, but now I'm finally working on a project that I would like to make some content with, maybe get a little bit of following on it. I was going to wait to post anything until I was closer to done because I know it's going to take a little while and I don't want to make a boring just build video. But I decided I'm going to make a couple of videos here just showing some progress with it. Now let me take you back in time a little bit here to where we got the donor rear end car for this project, and we got a little bit of messing around with that, just playing with the car, and then I will put in some clips of how I got to the point it is right now. So here's the car I'm going to use for the independent rear suspension and differential. 04 Lexus IS300. I was able to find this one complete car, just needs a head gasket, so I'm going to go ahead and part it out. I'm going to pull the rear diff out of it, all suspension, everything down out, and use it in the car. It is a limited slip differential and a 391 gear ratio, so it's pretty much exactly what I'm looking for. Part the rest of the car out, hopefully make some of my money back on this one. We're gonna see if this thing really has a pawsy rear end, huh? Yep. We're gonna see if we can do burnout. Yeah. So, well, you're gonna record for me, okay? Yep. Okay, here you go. Yeah, let's see if it'll do it.
Okay.
It might not start. Hold on.
Or it might.
Oh yeah, not a problem. Ready?
Yep. Oh yeah! You got that one good.
You want to hold the front tires.
But it's still pretty good though.
Did it spin them both?
Yeah.
Or just one?
Both. Let me show you.
Oh yeah, I can see it works. Hold on, we'll get this, hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, look, we're gonna get this to spin.
Yeah. We're gonna put some water down.
Yeah.
Really make it spin. What about the other side?
I already did the other side.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna move over just a little bit, okay?
Okay. Okay, we put some water down. So we're gonna try to see if it'll spin now. Really good. Yeah, just back it up a little more. That's good.
Right there?
Yep. Other side, good.
You ready?
Yep. Nice.
I got hit the lip.
Yeah, I know. Smells good.
Okay, see if it'll be able to stop it this time, ready?
Okay. You got some smoke there. That's nice.
I don't think it's a pawsy.
Yeah, pretty good actually. Whoa. Little crazy there. Burn out. Nice.
So I should have started this video before I started tearing into the car. But this is the Prius we're going to use for the LS swap to make this a V8 Prius. I gotta get the hood off. I'm gonna start pulling the engine here soon. There's some Lexus wheels, just have them sitting there. See how it look on the car because I'm gonna use that Lexus rear end. I got my 4L60 two-wheel drive transmission there. I already got the car gutted. Carpet out all the seats, interior. It's just sitting here. The original floor is actually on this. This is where the hybrid battery was. There's the battery. So I'm probably gonna use that box so I can mount the floor back in. I'm gonna end up cutting this all out and building my own little frame to have the Lexus rear subframe bolt into. And then I should be able to hide all that with the factory floor comes across here. Probably put a fuel cell here. Original fuel tanks up in here, but we're gonna have a drive shaft and stuff through there now. So I'm gonna keep tearing this car apart, and we'll just do updates as I go along. So here's the engine I got for it. It's a 5.3 liter. Put a little bit bigger cam in it, nothing too crazy. Front sump oil pan, It's just a cheap Amazon oil pan. I would rather went with like a GTO oil pan, but they are very expensive and I'm trying to build this on somewhat of a budget. Probably gonna get a car intake. Having a feeling this intake's gonna be too big, but we'll see. I'll probably get the engine in first, see what it looks like. So I still gotta get the rear end out of the Lexus here. I think I'm gonna try to retain these wheels. For the other wheels, I'll just get a spacer to adapt these wheels to the Prius hubs. Of course, they're not the same bolt pattern. Can't get that lucky. The nice thing about using a full parts car is, anything I need I can grab. So that's the actual drive shaft from the Lexus. So I know I can adapt to the rear end, and then I'll just take this to a drive shaft shop and have them make me a drive shaft that will bolt to the Lexus rear end, and then in turn will go into the splines of my 4L60 here, and just get it made the right length. Anything else I need I might steal off the car. Okay, we got a little update of where we're at. I have an engine sitting in here. It is just on blocks, as you can see, so it is not mounted in, but it is sitting in, trying to get some fitment. I'm gonna have to definitely find a car intake. I'm not sure even that is gonna fit here. We'll see. I am already, I think, as low as I can really go. There used to be a piece that came down, I'd say about this low. So I ended up cutting it across, whole way across. Oh, right here's the end of it. And then I cut it and I pounded it up in. I'll just take body panel adhesive and seal that back off. Won't really matter because water goes in there anyway. As you can tell, this is where it naturally goes to go drain from the wiper cowl and stuff. I'll probably tie these front horns together just for some more strength and somehow mount off of here. Might even end up coming back into this factory K-member. I would like to build it though so I can unbolt and drop everything down out the bottom. I think once we get everything in here and transmission on, that'll probably be the easiest way if I ever have to remove the engine. I have this just sitting in here loose. Just checking my clearance. I know that this is just the factory Prius radiator. It's very, very narrow. I'll eventually get something for it. Whatever it is, I'll make work. If I have to build something different down here, bring it out a little more. Whatever, I'll make it work to make this work. Now I'll take you around to the inside here. So here's inside. You can see I got the floor and the firewall cut out. Now I probably got a little crazy cutting, but I had to make room for the heads because they are back here against the firewall and basically inside the car at this point. Now I don't know what I'm gonna do about all this wiring. Hopefully what I need to work will still work. One issue I know I am gonna have is this is where the Prius electric brake booster plugs into, and from what I can figure on this car, the booster and the ABS pump and everything are all one unit, which is right there. And that thing sat about right here. So that's gonna be an issue. Have to move it somewhere, maybe look into going into some kind of aftermarket brake booster and master cylinder. I don't know what kind of room I'm gonna have. Haven't really looked into that yet, but I could always extend these wires. I'm gonna get a pin out on these. If a lot of these are ABS, I probably don't even need them. All I really just need is power brakes. At this point, I won't have ABS anyway because removing the front axles, that takes away the speed sensor on them. So it's not even gonna know anyway. But yeah, here's where we're at for now. It's gonna be a long project and I'll keep you updated throughout it. Okay, I wanna do a quick update of where I'm at. Got this tube bent and I cut it up through this, if you wanna call it a frame rail on this car. Up through the top, welded a plate to it, welded that frame rail, trying to give as much strength as I can. I welded these in, and I ended up bolting them here because when I'm done, I think that the easiest way is going to be to drop the whole K-member down out of the car with the engine and everything attached, instead of trying to bring this all back up out. Probably possible, it's just ripping the whole front end of the car off just to pull the motor out. I think it's gonna be easier. 4 bolts, some brake lines, and top of your struts here. K-member can come out, one piece, engine, transmission on it. So it's still sitting in here on blocks. I just got some universal motor mounts, welded ones. I'm gonna end up coming from this bar and coming up into where the motor mounts are. I'm gonna work on that here real soon. I'm gonna double check this engine, make sure I like where it's sitting. Come around here and show you the inside. I did put the transmission on the engine this time. So it's just sitting on this for now. I'll build a trans mount underneath. I think I'm gonna get the engine mounted first, and then I'll get this over onto my lift so I can get it up in the air and get the trans mount figured out. Probably gonna make it bolt in also. And then another thing I did that I hope is gonna be fine, but right there you can see I put in some spacers to drop the K-member. I ended up doing like a 1/2 inch. I figured I can get away with a 1/2 inch without hurting anything. These bolts here are super long, so I just kept with the original ones. Now the back bolts are kind of short, so I got longer bolts to make up that space. I dropped that K-member. So I tried dropping it so I can just get the engine as low as I can. You can see how close I already am. And I know, you know, with intake up into here, I'm gonna have, it's gonna be close. I don't have an intake for it yet to even sit on it. Just trying to get the room I can, where I can. There it is. I think it'll fit. All right, well, I got my motor mounts fabbed up. There they are. But yeah, that was pretty good. Pretty sturdy. That should work. That engine's actually sitting down there by itself. Still have a board crossed in there for the transmission for now, but I'll push it over to the lift over there to get it where it needs to be and then bolt the transmission in. I've got the engine all in and everything bolted up. I think how it's gonna stay. So then I moved my next priority onto the rear end, and I'll show you what I got going on back here. So here I got it started underneath there. I had it up in, saw what I need to fix on clearance issues. Now I'll bring you back around here and see what I've been working on. So originally this car never had any upper A-arms or anything. So the frame rail went right through here. Well, this A-arm was touching the frame rail, and I wasn't happy with how far up in the fender I was. I don't know exactly where I need to be, but kind of just guessing. When I pulled the rear end out, I noticed I had 3 inches of drop when I lifted the car in the air. So I'm gonna kind of go on that. So I got old frame rail cut out of the way, got this 2x2 up here. I just cut a little pie piece out and then bent that over and re-welded it. And then took it over here, welded a plate back in here, and then back to these strut supports, which I think should be plenty. There was a bar crossed here, and it was hitting on my frame right here. Yeah, it was hitting on this frame here, so I cut that out. I'll end up plating both sides, and then probably putting probably a tube across there, something a little smaller, and should be pretty strong. And this side, got it cut out, so I'm gonna do next. And I'm probably going to have to find some kind of coil over. The original shocks were down in here, and they came up and they were real tall. Probably do some kind of coil over. Probably build my own mount. It's probably gonna be inside here somewhere. I don't know yet. We'll get it up in and figure that out. So yeah, that's where we're at. And you know, it would be nice to use my lift to do this, but I do rust-proof undercoating on the side. So I need that lift open so I can do my undercoats. I can't have something like this sitting on there for a year, basically. That's where we're at. Get the rear end in, then figure out the drive shaft. Okay, this is the state of it right now. The engine is in. I got a lot of the wiring done. There's some wires there, just need to go to power. Got a bunch of relays and fuses for fans, fuel pump, and just power to supply the PCM and everything. If we'll come around to here first, and I'll show you. PCM's gonna go right there. You can see my connectors there. And then we'll come around to the back. And here is the rear end from that Lexus mounted in. I used just some cheap Amazon coilovers. Yeah, you can see them down in there. That's where we're at with the car now. I would say one of the next steps, get the rest of the floor cut out so I can fit a drive shaft through. Need to figure out something for a fuel cell. Here you can see where that hump needs to be cut and raised up so I can fit a drive shaft through there. Yeah, we're gonna just hope that the headlights and turn signals and everything work once I get all the dash and stuff back in, get it running. All right, thanks for watching that video. I hope that you enjoyed the build process so far. I'm gonna keep working on this and I'll keep taking more videos and I'll keep updated on the process. It'd be really nice to have it running by the end of the winter. That's the goal. And we'll see how that goes. I will keep you updated. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to follow along, subscribe, like the video. We'll see you in the next one.